The year was 3124. Humanity's rise into the stars had not been peaceful. In their first century among the galactic community, they had been dismissed as aggressive, unpredictable, and dangerously adaptable. But one by one, their colonies flourished, their fleets expanded, and their stubborn refusal to bow to any alien power became infamous. The Orion Gate was their jewel, a massive, ancient wormhole of unknown origin, suspended between two binary stars. It served as the lifeline for dozens of human colonies scattered across the far reaches of the Orion arm trade, travel, even emergency evacuations. The gate was humanity's pulse in this region of space. And now it was under threat. Commander Juno Hale stood on the command deck of the ISS Resolute, watching the stars beyond the viewport. Her ship was one of the newest destroyer-class warships in the fleet, sleek, armored, and bristling with weaponry. She had been in command for only 6 months, but her crew trusted her implicitly. She had earned her reputation in the skirmishes at Vega Prime, where she had pulled 3 crippled ships to safety under fire. The news had arrived an hour ago. The Vertak were coming. The Vertak were unlike any enemy humanity had ever faced. A warfaring race of predatory insectoids, they didn't conquer worlds. They erased them. Their fleets were vast, their weapons devastating. The Orion colonies had no hope of withstanding them. And worst of all, the Vertak had never lost. The Galactic Council's reaction had been immediate. Abandon the region. The non-human colonies in the area were already evacuating through their own jump gates, fleeing without a second thought. The Council advised humanity to do the same, but Earth's High Command had given a different order. Hold the Orion Gate as long as possible. By time, every second counts. Juno's second-in-command, Lieutenant Marcus Vance, stepped up beside her. "They'll be here in 14 hours, he said grimly. "Our long-range sensors show at least 3 carrier groups. Maybe more behind them." Juno didn't take her eyes off the stars. "And how long until the evacuation is complete?" Vance hesitated. 32 hours. Minimum. That was the reality of it. The colonies housed millions, and the gate could only move so many ships through at once. The math didn't lie. They would be here long before everyone was safe. "Send the signal to Fleet Command," Juno said. "All ships, defensive positions. We hold until the last civilian is through." Vance gave a sharp nod. "Yes, ma'am." 14 hours later, the blackness of space began to ripple, and the Vertak came. The first sight of the Vertak fleet was like a nightmare unfurling across the stars. Thousands of alien vessels emerged from slipspace in perfect predatory formation. Their hulls were jagged, obsidian black, absorbing light rather than reflecting it. Bioluminescent veins of crimson pulsed across their surfaces, as though the ships themselves were alive. Some of the larger warships moved with a slow, terrifying grace, like deep-sea predators closing in for the kill. On the Resolute's bridge, the crew stared in silence. "They're beautiful," whispered Ensign Kayla, her voice trembling. "They're monsters," Juno corrected coldly. "Weapons hot. All ships open fire." The first volley lit up the void. Human railguns roared, firing dense tungsten slugs at hypersonic speeds. Missile salvos streaked toward the alien formation, their contrails glowing against the black. Plasma cannons unleashed lances of blue-white energy. For a brief moment, the Orion defense line blazed like a wall of fire. Then the Vertak answered. Their counterattack was like nothing humanity had ever faced. Beams of scarlet energy sliced through the void, cutting cleanly through armor plating. Pulses of unknown energy struck ships dead in space, frying electronics instantly. The Vertak didn't waste shots. Every blast was precise, surgical, lethal. A frigate to the Resolute's port side, the ISS Valiant, took a direct hit amidships. Its core detonated in a blinding flash, scattering molten debris. "They're targeting our smaller craft first," Vance reported grimly. "They're thinning us before they push through." "Then we hold tighter," Juno replied. "Form shield clusters. If one ship falls, the others close the gap." Behind them, the Orion Gate pulsed with energy as civilian transports streamed through. cargo haulers, colony shuttles, even outdated mining rigs. Anything with an engine and a life support system was being thrown through the wormhole. Every minute, another 1,000 souls escaped. Every minute, the human defense fleet bled. 2 hours into the battle, losses mounted. The ISS Nightfall drifted powerless, her crew abandoning ship in life pods that had no guarantee of rescue. The ISS Argent Spear rammed a Vertak cruiser, detonating its reactor in a suicidal burst that tore a hole in the enemy line. But for every alien ship destroyed, 5 more took its place. On the Resolute, the deck shook with every hit absorbed by the shields. Rear guards collapsing, Vance shouted. If they break through, they'll hit the civilian convoy directly. Juno's jaw tightened. She keyed into fleet comms. Alpha Wing, Bravo Wing, peel off and intercept. Use whatever you have left. This line does not break. For another 4 hours, the defense held. It was brutal, costly, and hopeless, but it was enough. The evacuation timer dropped. 24 hours left. Then 20. Then 16. Juno knew what that meant. They wouldn't make it in TI. The ISS Resolute drifted at the mouth of the Orion gate. Her hull scorched, her shields flickering. Around her, the last surviving warships, only 5 of the original 27, floated in a ragged defensive ring. Beyond them, the Vertak fleet loomed, their formation tightening for the kill. The comms crackled. High Command. Final civilian convoy has cleared the gate. All remaining combat units, hold your position until closure is complete. It was the confirmation Juno had been waiting for. Status on the gate? She asked. Kayla's voice was quiet. 7 minutes until it collapses after shutdown, ma'am. But once we trigger it, nothing can come back through. Good, Juno said. We're not coming back. On the forward screen, the Vertak opened their attack. Beams of scarlet energy carved through the void, smashing into the dwindling human line. The ISS Trident went up in a fireball, her crew barely having time to send a final salute over comms. The ISS Marathon burned from bow to stern, but still kept firing until her guns were silent. The Resolute herself took hit after hit, her armor peeling away like paper. Systems screamed warnings. Atmosphere vented from Deck 4. Fires spread across engineering. Lieutenant Vance turned to Juno. We could still pull the ship back through the gate and seal it from the other side. She shook her head. If we go, they'll follow. We stop them here. Vance looked at her for a long moment, and then smiled grimly. Aye, ma'am. Juno keyed the ship-wide channel. Crew of the Resolute, you've done more than anyone could ask. The colonies live because of you. Your families, your friends. They'll wake up tomorrow because you stood here today. She paused, her voice steady despite the chaos outside. We are humanity's shield, and a shield doesn't turn away. Across the decks, battered and bleeding crew members tightened their grips on their stations. Gunners reloaded. Engineers rerouted power. No one ran. T-minus 5 minutes to gate closure. Bring us forward, Juno ordered. Right into their center. The Resolute surged ahead, engines howling. Enemy ships wheeled to meet her, filling space with murderous fire. The destroyer shook under the assault, plating ripping free, but she didn't slow. Target their carriers, Juno barked. Full missile spread, all batteries. Dozens of warheads streaked out, weaving between alien fire. 2 Vertak carriers exploded in blossoms of blue plasma, sending debris spinning into their own lines. The formation faltered just for a moment. It was all she needed. T-minus 2 minutes. In engineering, Chief Ortiz slammed the reactor controls to override. Overloading core now, Captain. She's gonna blow big. On the bridge, Kayla's eyes widened. Ma'am. That'll take us with it. Juno nodded. That's the point. The Vertak fleet closed in, dozens of ships encircling the lone destroyer. They hailed her one loss,